What a joy it is to be back in historic Sinsheimer Park in beautiful San Luis Obispo, California for the 76th season of the Blues. We welcome you back to the Blues Streaming Network, and we're about ready for first pitch of Game 1 between the Blues and the Coastal Dodgers, who are in town. Momentarily, we'll step aside for the national anthem. The sounds that let us know that we're ready for baseball here in 2022, the 76th season of Blues baseball. First game, welcoming in the Coastal Dodgers of the Gold Coast Collegiate League out of Santa Barbara. They've made the hour-and-a-half trip, which is about 2.5 hours today if you count traffic. We're about ready for baseball. The Blues are going to send Kevin Lyons, a returning player, to the mound. It'll be his second season in San Luis Obispo. He was a reliever all of last year, and he'll start for the second time ever as a Blue in game number 1 against the Dodgers. The Dodgers line up this way. Ethan Royal is in right field leading things off, followed by Kane Ross, the center fielder, batting second. Sebastian Arguelles is the second baseman, batting third. Luke Wenzel batting cleanup, the first baseman. Dalton Cram batting fifth, the catcher. Mateus Malkezian, the third baseman, bats sixth. Oliver McGibbon, the left fielder, bats seventh. Dominic Giuffre, the designated hitter, bats eighth. And Victor Heredia, the shortstop, rounds things out and bats ninth. We mentioned the starter for the Blues in today's home opener. It's Kevin Lyons out of Chico State. He's a sophomore in what will be his second season with the Blues. A pleasant good evening to all of you. I'm Zach Ibrahim. Honored to be back for a second season here at Sinsheimer Park, and happy to bring you an improved streaming experience in what should be a joy here on home and road games here on the Blues Streaming Network. Hope you'll join me for every pitch here, as I'll have it for you on camera, off camera. Excited to bring it all to you in the 76th season of Blues baseball. Game number 1 about to be underway as Kevin Lyons warms up on the mound, and just a joy to have you with me and a joy to be back with you most definitely. Lyons warms up, again a reliever for most of his season with the Blues last year. Talking to head coach Bob Miller, who also returns for his second season with the Blues. Said Kevin, it's quite an adjustment for him, becoming a starter out of mostly being a reliever in his time at Santa Barbara City College and now at Chico State, a sophomore. Season's about to be underway. The Blues of the California Collegiate League and the Coastal Dodgers of the Gold Coast Collegiate League. Game number 1 of this Blues season, and it starts at home, and Kevin Lyons begins the season with ball number 1 to Ethan Royal. One-0 pitch from Kevin Lyons dealing to Royal. Second pitch is in there for a strike as the count evens at 1-1. an incredibly packed crowd here on opening day in a season where attendance is expected to continue to rise as a swing and a miss makes the count 1-2. Royal, the right fielder, leading things off. Blues will have their right fielder leading things off in the bottom of the first as well. The 1-2 pitch from Lions. Got him swinging on a breaking ball, and that's the first out. First strikeout for Kevin Lyons gets his day underway. Not known for the strikeout in his first season with the Blues. Came in and got soft contact whenever he was called out of the bullpen. Starts his season with a 4-pitch strikeout. And delivers strike one to Kane Ross, the center fielder, batting second. One away here in the top of the first, still no score, and the base is empty. Lyons, the right-hander, deals to the right-handed hitting Ross. Breaking ball missing. Count evens at 1-1. Going to have our chance to guess today's attendance, as we will with every home game, and it's expected to be around 1,100, which was the average last season. And that'll seem like nothing on firework nights and so many of the great promotional nights that the Blues have set up for the rest of the season. Theme nights that the staff and fans will be able to take part in, and what should be a lot of fun. Count now 3-1 to Kane Ross as he's gotten ahead of Kevin Lyons. Lyons with the fastball. Last season with the Blues, topped out in the high 80s, about 89. He's gotten it up to the 90s as a sophomore at Chico State. Here's his 3-1. Missing with, they'll call that a strike, and Kane Ross was taking off for first base. And it looked like Kevin Lyons was gifted with that call. And the count's now full at 3-2. One gone in the top of the first. Ross will stand in and await a payoff pitch. That one slapped right to third and caught on a line by Tallerman. Tallerman, I should say, manning the hot corner. And catches it on a line. There's two gone in the top of the first. Here's Sebastian Arguelles. Lyons delivers ball one. Swung on and missed as the count evens at 1-1. Two gone in the top of the first. Again, just Kevin Lyons' second start ever as a Blue in what will be his second consecutive season in the CCL. Was a consistent reliever out of the pen last year. Another swing and a miss gets him ahead of Arguelles at 2-1. An ERA with the Blues last season of 3.68. Mentioned he was a staple of consistency in 36 2/3 innings pitched. That one slapped right to Tallerman again. Caught it on a line for the second straight out, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Kevin Lyons. Strikes out Royal and gets Ross and Arguelles to line out to Zach Tallerman, manning the hot corner. And with that, we will head into the bottom of the first here at Sinsheimer Park. Blues bats will be up to face the Dodgers starter, Cole Schoenwetter. The season opener for both these teams, of course, opening day for the Blues here at home. And the Blues bats will go in this order. Giovanni Blanchette, a right fielder, will lead things off, followed by Garrett Brooks, left fielder, batting second. Joey Freitas, second baseman, bats third, and Zach Tallerman, who we saw make both those outs at third, bats cleanup and will man the hot corner the rest of the night. Zach Tolia, DH, bats fifth. Evan Steinberger, the catcher, bats sixth, followed by Luke Pemberton in center field, Sage Para at first base, and rounding out and batting ninth is Noah Clausen, the shortstop. Again, they will face Cole Schoenwetter for the Dodgers as he warms up here, a right-hander. No score as we'll enter the bottom of the first in the Blues bats here at Sinsheimer Park. We're going to take a very short break and be right back with you. Bottom of the first, still no score. Blues offense will have their first chance to hit here at home in front of a capacity crowd here at home on opening day. Bob Miller heads over to third base, as he's accustomed to do while his team's hitting, to relay signs and information to his hitters. The first of which on the season will be Giovanni Blanchette, a right fielder. A St. Mary's commit, has not yet played college ball, as Schoenwetter gets him to swing and miss through strike one. Blanchette, mentioned, a St. Mary's commit out of San Joaquin Memorial High School. Outstanding hitter there with a .324 average his senior year. Takes just off the plate to even the count. 22 RBIs and 3 home runs in his senior year for San Joaquin Memorial. For Blanchette, leading things off for the Blues. And CCL, breaking ball misses high. 2-1 in the bottom of the first. A Blues offense that, of course, had stars up and down it all throughout the lineup in last year's 2021 team, as Blanchette sends one out to right, drifting into foul territory, and it'll land there. Unable to range and make the play was Royal, the right fielder. So Blanchette, in a 2-2 count, waits the next pitch from Schoenwetter. Blues went 28-18 last year. Made it all the way to the first ever CCL state championship game in Lincoln, California, up near Sacramento, a suburb of the city, and would lose 7-8 in the championship game to the Healdsburg Prune Packers. Breaking ball got him looking. And Schoenwetter of the Dodgers gets his first strikeout. One gone in the home half of the first. Here's Garrett Brooks now, the left fielder. So both pitchers start their day with a K. Schoenwetter of the backwards variety as he gets Blanchette looking. Brooks stands in now with no one on and one out in the bottom of the first. He swings and fouls one straight back for strike one, and it's the first souvenir of the season. Schoenwetter, a right-hander, loves the fastball. Ranges from 93 all the way up to 95. And that one got behind Brooks and grazed him. So just as we compliment him on the fast stuff, he hits Brooks as he lost a bit of command. And Brooks is on base for the first time via a hit by a pitch. Here's Joey Freitas, right-handed batter, second baseman batting third for the Blues. Schoenwetter checks first momentarily and will deliver his first pitch to Joey. Missing with ball one. Schoenwetter out of San Marcos High School, 6'3", 185, a lanky kid out there on the mound, and part of the reason why he has so much velocity is the length of his delivery and the length of his arm swing through the fastball. Ball and a strike to Freitas. Brooks safe at first after being hit by a pitch. Missing with ball 2. Schoenwetter has yet to play college ball himself as he misses with ball 3, but such a talented arm. As I was talking with head coach Steve Hardesty before this one of the Dodgers, and he mentioned how much talent the kid has. He has yet to pitch his senior year. That'll be this coming fall at San Marcos High School. 3-1 pitch, in for a strike to make the count full. Mentioned that as talented as he is, with his 95 at times mile-an-hour fastball and hammer breaking ball that he likes to bring in with his secondary stuff, he can become a bit erratic. Walks have been a problem, hit batters as we saw with Brooks. And issues, this is the second time we've seen it. A pitch that looks low and out of the zone, but results in strike 3 called on Freitas, 2 gone in the inning. Brooks remains safe at first, and here's Zach Tollerman batting cleanup and manning third base as he did so brilliantly in that top of the first, catching 2 line drives. Still no score here at Sinsheimer Park. Schoenwetter's first pitch in there for a strike. Here's the 0-1. There's that hammer breaking ball. Tollerman decided to take a hack, fouled it back, and it's 0-2. Ahead of Tollerman here in the count. There's that hammer breaking ball that just misses a bit high, and it's the first ball. Schoenwetter, 2 strikeouts looking already, and a hit batter sandwiched in between that. There's another curveball fouled off, and the count remains the same.
I'd like to remind you that there's beer and wine on both sides of the stadium. On the third base and the first base side.
Schoenwetter trying to pitch a scoreless first inning here of work. In the first game of the season for both these teams. Taking off for second is Brooks, but Tollerman swings and misses through strike 3. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Schoenwetter, and a hit batter sandwiched in between that. No hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts for Schoenwetter of the Coastal Dodgers, and there's still no score as we will head into the top of the second. Kevin Lyons will have his chance to get his second inning of work underway. Blues went down 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Top of the second coming up, it'll be Luke Wenzel, Dalton Cram, and Mateus Malkezian for the Dodgers coming up in the away half of the second inning. Going to take a short break and be right back with you. Thanks for hanging out on the Blues Streaming Network. A brand new season of Blues baseball coming your way, and we'll be right back. Top of the second underway. Luke Wenzel batting cleanup will face Kevin Lyons for the first time today. Line back to Lyons, and he'll toss to first. One away. One pitch, one out for Kevin Lyons to start the second. 4 hitters, 4 right-handers so far for the Dodgers. Here's Dalton Cram, the catcher. Another right-handed hitter. 5 for 5 in the right-handed batter's box, and Kevin Lyons has had no trouble setting down the first 4. "15 pitches, 4 outs," working efficiently as he misses with ball 1. But Kevin Lyons, his first start as a Blue, he was called upon up in Lincoln to start the championship game. Went 3 innings, allowed 6 hits and 3 earned runs in an unfamiliar role from him. But stepped in and did what had to be done for Coach Miller and the Blues, who were running out of arms left and right on their journey to a championship, unable to get there and defeat the number 1 overall seeded Healdsburg Prune Packers in the first ever CCL state playoffs. 1-1 pitch, misses low, ball 2. "3-0 count. Still Dalton Cram. That championship run, that run up in Lincoln, if you weren't with us for it, the Blues seemed like a team of destiny. Averaged 7-8 runs a game. That's in there for a strike as it's 3-1. We're hitting the ball out of the ballpark like crazy, like they had never done all season. And you can attribute that to the heat up in Lincoln. Multiple games were above 95 degrees in those CCL state playoffs. Lyons misses, and that'll be a walk issued. To Dalton Cram. So the Dodgers have their first base runner via base on balls. Well, that run in the playoffs was certainly something. Here's Mateus Malkezian, third baseman batting 6th. It's the first walk Lyons has issued today. First base runner for the Dodgers. Last season with the Blues, Lyons only walked 13 hitters. This one's sent out to center and caught. Play made by Pemberton.
That'll bring up number 33, the left fielder, Oliver McGibbon.
2 gone in the top of the second. That's in there for a strike. It's Oliver McGibbon now. 7 batters for the Dodgers, 7 right-handers. Here's the 0-1. Count evens at 1-1. McGibbon, the left fielder for the Dodgers. The Coastal Dodgers of the Gold Coast Collegiate League. They were the Cubs last year. They were the Coastal Cubs. You may remember they came to town pretty early in the season in a non-conference battle. Coastal Cubs, now the Coastal Dodgers. Some would say that's an upgrade. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Missing with ball 2 to even the count. Cram is safe at first. He reached on a walk. And McGibbon in a 2-2 count facing Lyons. 2 gone in the inning. Lyons trying to keep it scoreless. In his first start of the season here on opening day. Here's the pitch. Got him swinging with a breaking ball, and that'll end the inning. Another slow heat hot sauce bottle given away to a lucky fan. That stuff is good, and so is Kevin Lyons. 7 batters faced, only 1 man is reached. That was on a walk, 2 strikeouts for him as well. And that'll end the top of the second.
We have some more prizes to give away. Lucky numbers 27 and 16. 27 and 16.
With that, we head to the bottom of the second.
$10 gift card to the Splash Cafe.
Blues will have their chance to break the scoreless tie with Zach Tolia, Evan Steinberger, and Luke Pemberton when we come back for the bottom of the second. Thanks for hanging out on the Blue Streaming Network. Bottom of the second, still scoreless. Here's Zach Tolia. Schoenwetter's first pitch in there for a strike. Tolia, the DH today, number 28. Breaking ball misses from Schoenwetter to even the count. Schoenwetter's 1-1. Missing again, and that's, again, another ball that just gets away from his man behind the plate. Two and one. Missing with ball 3. And missing with ball 4, so a walk issued. Tolia reaches to lead off the bottom of the second. Steinberger stands in for his first AB, the catcher today. Steinberger out of Allen Hancock College in Santa Maria. Schoenwetter, first pitch is a strike. Still scoreless on a perfect day here in San Luis Obispo, California. Oh, 1 to Steinberger. Missing low. So we've already seen contrasting styles from Schoenwetter and Lyons. Lyons able to do his work with less pitches, a little bit more command. A few more breaking balls in there, a little more off speed. Schoenwetter certainly showing off the fastball, high and inside there, almost hit Steinberger, and it's 2-1. But again, when you talk to head coach Steve Hardesty, raving about this talented high school senior's arm. And he's taking his talents to the Coastal Dodgers. 2-1. Missing low with ball 3. Schoenwetter's 3-1. That one's slapped over to first, and they'll toss to second, trying to get 2 out of it, and they won't. But they'll get Tolia, the leadoff runner, at second. Well, they'll say he's safe now. No tag was applied. Both runners are safe. So Steinberger reaches on a fielder's choice. See if they rule that an infield single. Nonetheless, Luke Pemberton will have his chance in his first at-bat with the Blues to hit with runners on first and second, and nobody out in a scoreless ball game in the bottom of the second. Two men on, nobody out. Schoenwetter's first chance to try and get through some traffic and get himself out of a jam with nobody out. First pitch missing. Blues, who had so many talented hitters last year. Talked with assistant coach Casey Belt about Luke Pemberton out of Pepperdine. Says this is a guy to look out for in center field. Might be batting 7th now, but could see himself climb his way up in this lineup before season's end. 2-0. So that the control issues from Schoenwetter are showing out here in the bottom of the second. Trying to get himself out of a jam. Count 2-0. Checks second twice. Now deals. Swung on and missed. That was an elevated fastball. Excuse me, the count is now 1-2. Get that fixed for you. Ball and 2 strikes. Still nobody out. Schoenwetter, a couple months ago, was just a junior in high school. Got to remember that. Both these teams are relatively young. When you look at both rosters, foul tipped away. Count remains the same. Coastal Dodgers collegiate roster features a myriad of players either on their way to or having played at Cuesta College, not far from here whatsoever, program that Bob Miller is quite familiar with after his 2 decades plus of service, and what a season Cuesta College had. So a quick shout out to Coach Miller's squad. Strikeout looking as Pemberton looked at a breaking ball. Nasty secondary stuff from Schoenwetter gets him the first out here in the bottom of the second.
Heading now, number 8, the first baseman for the Blues, Sage Para.
One gone for Sage Para, the first baseman out of San Francisco State. Left-handed batter. Tolia's at second. He walked, and Steinberger safe at first on a fielder's choice. Swing and a miss, strike 1. One gone, bottom of the second. Here's the pitch. Missing inside to even the count. So Bob Miller definitely familiar with a lot of these players that'll either be on their way to his program at Cuesta College or have been for a season or two. Ball and a strike to Sage Para in his first at-bat of this season. Fouled straight back. Para was with the Blues momentarily, I believe in the opening series, which the Blues played their first 3 games in Lincoln last season. And I love to tell the story about how I think we got in maybe 25 minutes before first pitch. Took no batting practice, and the boys went out and put up 12 runs, some ridiculous number. And that was kind of when we knew that that team was going to be special. And a lot of those guys did not remain with the team for that much longer. It was guys who would obviously come in from very talented programs, the Arkansas of the world, the Stanfords of the world, who would come on and obviously contribute to a Blues team that would end up 10 games over 500 and end up the runner-up in the CCL, the entire league. Here's a 2-2. Strike 3 got him looking. Back-to-back strikeouts looking for Schoenwetter as he freezes Para for the second out. Here's Noah Clausen, the shortstop, batting ninth and gets a good cheer from this crowd. Back-to-back strikeout looking. Pemberton and Para both strikeout looking, and now it's up to Clausen to try and bring in the runners on first and second. That one's sent out to right. Will it drop? It will not. It is caught on a line by Royal. Play made. And the Blues strand runners on first and second with nobody out. They go down 1, 2, 3. Pemberton, Para, and Clausen all out. And Schoenwetter impressively gets himself out of a jam. Now we head to the top of the third in the third inning of work for Kevin Lyons. It'll be Dominic Giuffre, Victor Heredia, and the second at-bat for Ethan Royal when we come back on the Blue Streaming Network. Top of the third, still scoreless here at Sinsheimer Park. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. Top of the third underway. Giuffre, Dominic Giuffre, designated hitter, and the 8th straight right-handed batter in this Dodgers lineup. Just not something you see as a breaking ball from Lyons is in there for strike one in a lot of these collegiate league lineups. And we'll have to see what we can see, actually, if Heredia, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but 0-1 to Lyons. From Lyons, excuse me, misses high, ball one. Doesn't say if Heredia is a right-handed batter, so we'll have to wait and see which box he steps in when it's his turn to hit. Right now it's Dominic Giuffre's, and he fouls one straight back for the second souvenir of the day. Still scoreless here in the top of the third. Talking about youth, and a lot of the youth that are on both these teams, the Blues and the Dodgers, this is rare. We don't see this very often in the CCL or in the GCCL. Breaking ball missing for ball two. They give us the date of birth of all of the players on their roster. The Coastal Dodgers do. There is not a single player born in the year 2000 and there's more than 10 born in 2004. Full count now. Payoff pitch from Kevin Lyons. Ball 4.
Now batting number 31, the shortstop, Victor Heredia.
Here's Heredia, and he is a right-handed batter. They're 9 for 9 in the lineup, all righties. Grounded back to Lyons, caught on a line, tossing to second. They won't get the out. It was a tough catch, and Lyons tried to at least get the leadoff runner out at second. And the throw to, I believe it was Freitas, either Freitas or Clausen covering second base, neither able to make the play, and Heredia is aboard on a fielder's choice. So now the Dodgers find themselves in a similar situation with runners on first and second and nobody out in the top of the third. Strike one. Second at bat for Ethan Royal. Struck out swinging against Lyons in the first at bat of the season for either team. One of 2 strikeout victims so far in Kevin's 2 innings of work. Now in the third and dealing with traffic. Breaking ball gets him to swing and miss strike 2. Oh, 2 count. Missing in the dirt ball 1. It's Giuffre at second and Heredia at first. Ball and 2 strikes. Flared out to right, drifting foul.
Kids, that one's going to go up there in the out of bounds. We'll just leave it sit there. Not safe to crawl in for the defense. Our thanks to Broad Street Smiles for sponsoring the foul balls tonight.
Still no outs in the top of the third, and Lyons trying to pitch his way out of traffic. Two balls and 2 strikes. Got him swinging. And it's the first out of the inning. Royal strikes out for the second time today. He's 0 for 2. And here's Kane Ross, who lined out to third his first time up.
Here's number 13, the center fielder, Kane Ross.
Lyons has gotten that first out. Now facing Ross for the second time today. Check second twice and deals. Missing inside, ball 1. That one slapped beyond Paris' reach at first. And Giuffre will round third and come in to score. It's 1-0 Dodgers, and they've got runners at the corners with just 1 out. Kept that ball fair, kept it out of the reach of Sage Para over at first base, and Kane Ross gets himself an RBI single, and he puts the Dodgers in front 1-0 here early. Still 1 out in the top of the third. First run scored in this ball game belongs to the Dodgers. Here's Sebastian Arguelles. That's out to left. That will not threaten to leave. Brooks is there for the catch, but it will score a run, and it's a sac fly and an RBI. Two 2-0 Dodgers, and 2 outs in the top of the third. So they've struck first in this one. And Wenzel, batting cleanup, will stand in with now a runner at second, not first. Slapped foul, 0-1. Ross, who drove in the first run of the ball game on his RBI single, he's safe at second. Arguelles drove him in with his sac fly and RBI to left. Strike two, and Lyons is just a strike away from getting out of the inning and only having surrendered 2 runs. No balls and 2 strikes. Luke Wenzel stands in 0 for 1 on the day. Swings and misses through a breaking ball in the dirt. Throw to first completes the strikeout and the inning. But the Dodgers get 2 and take a 2-0 lead into the bottom of the third, where the Blues will have their chance to respond. RBI single by Kane Ross and a sac fly and RBI for Sebastian Arguelles gets the Dodgers in front 2-0 here on opening day at Sinsheimer Park. Blues bats will have their first chance to respond, being down 2-0 in the bottom of the third. It'll be Cole Schoenwetter in his third inning of work. He'll face the top third of the lineup, Blanchette, Brooks, and Freitas, coming up on the Blues streaming network. Back to the top of the lineup, and Giovanni Blanchette. Struck out looking his first time up in the first at-bat for the Blues this season. And Schoenwetter's first pitch is swung on and missed, 0-1. Seen that twice from Blanchette now. The swing aggressively at the first pitch he sees in the at-bat. Quickly, Schoenwetter delivers a breaking ball, and that is 0-2. Primary and secondary stuff working for Schoenwetter. Certainly can dominate if he's able to continue to control his pitches. Here's the 0-2. Missing just high with the curveball, and that thing is a hammer. There's no question there is 12-6 tight break. We don't have the vantage point where we can exactly see how far it's moving, but just from where I am in the press box, it's clear. And it is moving. And Blanchette swings and misses through. That time it looked like the fastball. And it's Giovanni's second strikeout. He's 0 for 2 on the day. And for Schoenwetter, that is strikeout number 6. One gone in the bottom of the third. Here's Garrett Brooks. He was hit by a pitch his first time up. Ball 1. Schoenwetter has retired 4 straight as he seems to have settled in. Has allowed 3 men to reach, each a different way. Brooks, who's at the plate now, the left-hander, was hit by a pitch. Zach Tolia, the DH, batting 5th, was walked, and Brooks gets under that one, sends it out to center, and that one is caught by Ross. 2 gone. Joey Freitas now. Struck out looking his first time up. Missing with ball 1. That curveball's feathered in there, but missing. The contrast between his primary and secondary stuff, Schoenwetter that is just quite staggering. To come out and throw that hard and then like that and be able to still break out something that seems like it's moving at 73, 74 miles an hour. But Freitas quickly ahead on him, 3-0 here. 2 outs, nobody on, bottom of the third. There's a strike. Blues trailing 2-0. The Blues lost their home opener last season, actually. They lost to the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Made their way down here and spoiled the party. Ball 4. Freitas has a walk. There's that loss of control there. Second walk issued by Schoenwetter. And the 4th base runner he's allowed. Or 4th man to reach, I should say. Here's Zach Tollerman. Tollerman 0 for 1, struck out as well. One of Schoenwetter's 6 strikeout victims. Tollerman, who we're seeing for the first time in a Blues uniform, as we are with all these guys except for Sage Para and Kevin Lyons. Tollerman, who rests that bat on his back right shoulder. Swung on and missed, taking off for second. And out is Freitas trying to steal second. He was caught. Tollerman didn't have a chance to finish his AB. Nonetheless, 3 outs. And the Blues will continue to trail 2-0 heading into the top of the 4th. Freitas caught stealing. Tollerman will be still up at the plate when we come to the bottom of the 4th. But for now, it's the top of the 4th, and the Dodger Bats will have their chance to tack on more. It'll be Cram, Melkezian, and McGibbon when we come back on the Blue Streaming Network. Thanks so much for hanging out with us on Friday. Beautiful Friday evening here in SLO. Top of the fourth underway. Dalton Cram, here he is. Dodgers catcher, walked in his first AB. Kevin Lyons still out there for the Blues. Gave up 2 in the top of the third, and now delivering a fastball for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. Ball 1. Ball and a strike. And missing high again, ball 2. Lyons, who, along with working on becoming more of a starter, mentioned he was a reliever for the Blues and a reliever at Santa Barbara City College and a little bit at Chico State. Now trying to become a starter, and is also working on, as that one's fouled back 2-2, working on an alternate arm angle on his delivery and release. Speaking with head coach Bob Miller before this one started, of course, I said, well, hey, Kevin's back. And, you know, in summer ball, everyone's trying to work on something. It can be their entire game. It can be their swing, a pitch, their stance. There can be a lot of different things, any aspect of their game. So I asked Coach, you know, hey, what is Kevin trying to work on the most? And the funny thing was I said, other than being a reliever and now trying to become a starter. He said, well, that's a pretty big one. He could come to us and that would be the only thing. But on top of that, he's working on increasing really the whip of his arm on specifically his fastballs. If you can notice there, he whips that arm way back, way further than he ever did last season. He had a very short, compact delivery and still does on his breaking balls. But by bringing that arm further back and extending it more, he's trying to increase velocity on that fastball. Now, what can come with that is what we just saw. Ball 4 and a walk to Cram, who has walked both times up today. Again, if you're trying to increase your velocity, chances are you might have to deal with some control issues for the time being if you're expected to change the arm angle, change the release of the pitch, and deal with all that while serving a different role, starting ball games instead of coming out of the pen. That one's sent out to left center, drifting well, and that's going to drop for a base hit. A single for Mateus Melchizian. Runners on first and second for the Dodgers, nobody out, and they lead 2-0. So Lyons is back in a precarious situation with 2 men on and nobody out, trying to keep the lead at just 2-0 for the opposing Dodgers. Here's Oliver McGibbon, struck out swinging his first time up, one of 3 strikeout victims for Lyons on the evening. Cram walked, he's at second. Melchizian just got a single, and he's safe at first. Swung on and missed half-heartedly. Fooled him a bit there. Ball and a strike to McGibbon, left fielder. Strike 2. Lyons, who gave up an RBI single and a sac fly and an RBI back in the third. Trying to get himself out of the jam and pitch a scoreless one here in the fourth, but tasked with a difficult situation. So Kevin's back, and he's working on his arm angle. He's working on the fastball, trying to control it while throwing it faster, which is a difficult thing to do, along with now being a starter. The opening day starter for the Blues. That one's grounded foul to the left side, and the count remains the same. He starts the last game of last season. He's the starter in the championship game, and he's the starter on opening day in the 76th season of Blues baseball in San Luis Obispo. Back with a 2-2. Count full. And forcing Steinberger to dig that one out of the dirt. Payoff pitch. Popped up and fouled away. Count and situation remain the same. Counts full. Runners on first and second.
Kids, find it, take it home. Thanks to Broad Street Smiles, quality general cosmetic and implant dentistry. Our free foul ball sponsor for the season.
Count still full on McGibbon. And the pitch. Ball four, bases loaded. And still nobody out. Here's Dominic Giuffre.
There's number 9, the designated hitter for the Dodgers, Dominic Giuffre. And we'd like to thank some of our sponsors. Folks who make Blues baseball possible include Williams Homes, building quality for a lifetime.
And that's going to do it for Kevin Lyons. He's getting pulled as Bob Miller walks out of the dugout. And that'll do it in the first start for Kevin Lyons. He goes 3 full innings, allows 2 earned runs, and is responsible for each man on base. In a bases-loaded situation, he walked Cram and McGibbon. Melkezian reached via a single. And now it'll be the first time a reliever is used for the Blues. And a tough situation it'll be. We'll introduce you to the new Blues arm when we come back. But so far, Kevin Lyons is done. His book is not closed as he's responsible for every man on base. But we'll introduce you to the new Blues arm, a left-hander, when we come back. It's 2-0 Dodgers on the Blues streaming network. Don't go anywhere. So the left-hander and the first man out of the pen for the Blues this season is Robbie Lardner, a left-hander and a high school senior out of Templeton High School. First time in a Blues jersey, and his first situation is nothing short of complicated. It's a bases-loaded jam with nobody out and his team down 2-0 in the top of the fourth. And it's the DH, Dom Giuffre, fouling one off. Coach Miller telling me that Lardner is going to be the guy first out of the pen a lot. Not just tonight. This will be a role that he's in if a starter struggles to get through 4 like Lions did here. He calls on Lardner to try and extinguish the fire here. But the Dodgers have put 2 runs on the board already, threatening to put on more. Off speed, and a breaking pitch from Lardner misses for ball 2. Not the easiest situation. Drew Frey awaits a 2-1. Swung on and missed. Going for it all, and that evens the count. Two balls and 2 strikes. Flared out to right and dropping for a base hit. Jufre drives in run 1, and he drives in a second. 4-0 Dodgers on a 2 RBI single from Dominic Jufre. And still nobody out. Both those runs charged to Lions. Whose book will be closed after the inning unless Oliver McGibbon is to reach. That's the last man on base that he's responsible for. But Jufre drives in runs 3 and 4 for the Dodgers on the evening, and Lardner still searching for that first out in the inning. Here's Victor Heredia. Reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. That was in the second. Runners at the corners for the Dodgers, and they're not even close to done here in the inning. Ball and a strike. Breaking ball missing and having to be picked up by Steinberger as it popped out of his glove, and it's 2-1. 4-0 Dodgers. As the crowd here has become a bit silent. Two-1. Runners taken off for second. Jufre, a stolen base, and another run as McGibbon comes in to score. Jufre takes second, and McGibbon takes home base. 5-0 Dodgers. Still nobody out. Count is now 2-2 on Victor Heredia. Still at the plate. Jufre now moves his way into scoring position. He's safe at second. Book officially closed on Kevin Lyons. Gave up 5 runs, 3 of which were not earned. Here's the 2-2. Grounded to third. Tollerman has it, takes the out at first. And Para dropped it, unable to get the out. It was a tall throw from Tollerman, and Heredia is able to reach first. See what we officially give that, either an E5 or an E1. The throw didn't look all that bad. It was more of Para's inability to field it cleanly and get the out. Nonetheless, it's 5-0. There's nobody out, and runners on first and second for Ethan Royal, who struck out swinging both times up. We've officially ruled that an E1 on Sage Para. Excuse me, an E3. An E3 on Sage Para over at first base. That allows Victor Heredia to reach. conversation right now between Steinberger and Robbie Lardner, who are just trying to get on track here again. This is the first game for both these teams. You can't tell if you're a Dodger fan, but for the Blues, none of these guys have played together before. They're getting used to each other, and the batteries are just trying to get in sync. 2-0. Ball 3. Ball 4. And they're they're loaded again with nobody out.
Let's take a moment and thank some of our sponsors. They include the Wallace Group, reflection of the communities we serve, where neighbors, family members, active volunteers, professionals, and leaders in our business and personal communities. Also like to thank
Pitching coach, new pitching coach for the Blues, has called a meeting on the mound. That's Ed Gravel, taking over for Dean Trainer, who was the pitching coach last year. So Coach Gravel having a word with Robbie Lardner, who now has to deal with Kane Ross, who got himself an RBI single in his last at-bat. That made it 1-0. Just an out later, because Ross got, 2 outs later, the Dodgers have added on 4 more runs. And this one is going to be flared out to right center, playable for Blanchette. He'll make the catch and throw for third. Trying to get the runner out at third. They will not. Another run scores. 6-0 Dodgers, but there is finally an out recorded in the inning. So a sac fly and an RBI for Kane Ross, his second RBI of the evening. 6-0 Dodgers, and they got him cornered with just 1 out. Here's Sebastian Arguelles. Lardner's first delivery, the left-hander, breaking ball, missing high.
batting number 29, Sebastian Arguelles.
Such an interesting dynamic in especially the first game and series. This is going to be a 2-game series between these two teams. Swung on and missed. Blues will face the Coastal Dodgers tonight and tomorrow. And then welcome the West Coast Kings on Sunday and Monday. Arguelles ahead in the count. 1 out in the top of the 4th. Got him swinging. Lardner just trying to settle himself down here. Has gotten the out. That elusive first out. And here's the 2-2. Runner taken off for second. Pitches away. It'll be a stolen base for Ethan Royal. Another stolen base for the Dodgers, and what they're doing is brilliant because the timing of their steals has matched up with the type of pitches that Lardner is throwing.
There's a ball, a slow heat outside.
There's a strikeout,
If you're holding program number 29, number 2,
but at the same time, the pitches from Lardner are missing. And they're missing to the point where Steinberger is not able to catch and quickly get into his delivery to throw, resulting in easy stolen bases for the Dodgers. Now there's 2 gone, and runners on second and third. Ball 1 now to Luke Wenzel. So Arguelles struck out swinging. Wenzel struck out swinging his last time up. Fouls one out to the right side, and it's 1-1. 2 outs, top 4. Dodgers lead 6-0 here at home. And the Dodgers have officially hit around in the inning. Every hitter will have gotten an at-bat in this inning. Wenzel is the 9th and final hitter to step to the plate in the top of the 4th. Here's Robbie Lardner's 1-2, trying to put an end to that. Hit back to Lardner, and an excellent play. Clausen ranges from short into the grass of the infield and makes an amazing throw over to first, and that'll be the inning. But not before the Dodgers plate 4 to take a 6-0 lead in the top of the 4th. So through 3.5, it's Dodgers 6, Blues nothing. We're going to head to the bottom of the 4th, and there'll be a pitching change for the Dodgers. We'll introduce you to the new arm when we get back. Short break as always. Don't go anywhere. A lot of game left. 6-0 Dodgers. Tollerman, Tolia, and Steinberger coming up for the Blues. Thanks for hanging out. Bottom of the 4th. New pitcher inserted for the Coastal Dodgers. It's a lefty, Jacob VR. Redshirt freshman at Santa Barbara City College. Standing in to warm up and face Tollerman, Tolia, and Steinberger. Here's Zach Tollerman, struck out swinging his first time up. This will be his second at-bat. And the Blues with some work to do. Down 6-0 in the bottom of the 4th. VR standing 5'9" on the mound. Born July 24th, 2003. Tollerman, the Blues' third baseman. Takes a strike. Tollerman, a sophomore at Cuesta College, come this fall. Hits one down the third base line, fielded by Mcclesian, and what a play. 5-3 on the ground out. Tollerman retired. That was in the area of, if that stays fair, it's a double. And if it gets by Mcclesian. Here's Zach Tolia, walked his first time up. VR. Set, fires. Tolia pops one up. Playable. And the catch is made incredibly by Wenzel. Wow, Luke Wenzel diving into the dirt in front of the netting, in front of the Blues dugout. And there's two gone. One pitch and one incredible out made by Luke Wenzel. Here's Evan Steinberger. That was just insane. Whew. Two gone now. Base is empty. VR making quick work of the Blues here in the bottom of the fourth. And the Dodgers, of course, leading 6-0. First base umpire was out on the infield. Not quite sure what that was about. We'll go back down the first baseline.
Batting for the Blues, number 36, the catcher, Evan Steinberger.
Steinberger reached on a fielder's choice in his first at-bat as a Blue. Ball one. That's in there for a strike. Well, there are a lot of fans wearing Dodger blue. Now, I have no problem with this. If we were talking professional baseball, not Gold Coast League collegiate baseball. And maybe some fans are torn. This is a situation where you might be a Blues fan, but they're playing the Dodgers, who might be your pro team. That's what's so interesting about the area, is you're right in the middle of California. You're right in the center, the Central Coast. And so you'll find Giants fans. I saw a young man in a Brandon Crawford jersey earlier. Of course, your Dodger fans, your Angel fans. This one's flared out into left center, base hit for Steinberger, and he's safe at first. One of our beer directors, Colin Ryan, an avid Angels fan. He'll let you hear about it.
Here's number 27, the center fielder for the Blues, Luke Penbarger.
There's not a wrong team to root for in SLO. That's what you learn when you're around here. But there's a lot of Dodger blue, and there's a lot of SLO blue as well. They could all be rooting for the same team. Luke Pemberton takes strike one as he showed bunt momentarily, pulled it back, and took a strike. Oh, 1 from VR. That gets away, and Steinberger's going to take second. Possibly third. He'll round second momentarily, get about halfway there, and stop in his tracks. Looked like it would be the right decision. As Cram behind the plate had trouble fielding it against the netting, popped up, thought about making a throw, and instead it results in Steinberger being safe at second. Ball and a strike to Pemberton, struck out looking his first time up. And it's only the second time the Blues have had a runner in scoring position. They are 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Swung on and hit into left, a base hit. Steinberger rounding third. The throw in from left is cut off. The Blues have scored. And Pemberton makes it into second. No, he doesn't. He is out. And that was a curious call. Nonetheless, the Blues played a run. It's 6-1. RBI single for Luke Pemberton. Tried to make it a double. Didn't look like it was too bad of a decision. But the throw that was cut off from left was thrown to second. And it was indeed an out. We will head to the top of the fifth and enjoy one of the best mid-inning entertainment specials that the Blues provide in the Dizzy Bat Race. Two kids from the crowd spin their heads around a bat, round the bases, and see who can make it back to home first. Always fun. And our PA announcer, Jim Siebert, tells them when to spin and when to stop. And one always seems to get kind of a curious head start, as if he knew when Jim was going to say to stop. It was going to be a close one. Oh, he paused, and that's why. Max will win. And they both win in the end. It's just for fun. That's not how this game will end. Dodgers lead by 5. Top of the fifth coming up. Robbie Lardner is going to remain on the hill for the Blues. I'll be right back. Back for the top of the fifth. Dodgers by 5. Here's Dalton Cram. He's walked twice already. One of five walks issued by Blues pitching so far tonight. And Lardner starts him off with ball 1. Cram also a sophomore at Cuesta College. A lot of these players, it's so interesting. A lot of these players are familiar with Bob Miller, and yet they play for him in the spring and now against him in the fall. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball in there for strike 2. We'll have to ask Bob about that dynamic come tomorrow. I was not familiar with where most of the Dodger players went to school. About 25 minutes away from here at Cuesta Community College. Count evens at 2-2. Lardner facing Cram for the first time tonight. Lefty on righty. Both teams out of the pen have deployed lefties. Popped up, out of play, back into the stands, and it's a souvenir. Count remains the same. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball missing high, and the count's full. Already in the top of the fifth. And the Dodgers ahead by 5, excuse me. Fouled straight back against the netting. Count remains the same. Starting to get cold here at Sinsheimer Park. And of course, I forgot to bring a sweatshirt. Happens. Temperatures can dip about 15 degrees. We calculated it last year as a walk is issued on ball 4. If a game started out, first pitch, it was like 77 degrees, right? Perfect, sunny, mild breeze. In early June, at least, because that's when the season started last year, when the sun would set over the mountains to our right, the game would end in the 60s, low 60s. Easy 15-degree drop-off. Caught everybody off guard, including me, a first-timer last season, and I have still not learned my lesson. Ball 1 issued to Mateus Melchizian. Cram has walked 3 times tonight. Safe at first on his 3rd walk. And Melchizian now in a 1-1 count. No outs in the top of the 5th. Only thing that's warm here are the Dodger bats and the food being served by SLO Barbecue. And that slow pitch swung on and missed, strike 2. Ball and 2 strikes. Lardner set at the belt. And the pitch. Ball 2. Melchizian, the third baseman, has flown out to center and singled in his last at-bat. That was in the 4th. Of course, every Dodger bat had a chance in the 4th as they hit around. 2-2. Ball 3. Now we're seeing Lardner struggle with a bit of his command. He's issued a couple walks now out of the pen, pitching in relief of Kevin Lyons, who went 3 full. And a second straight walk issued by Lardner, excuse me. My apologies. Melchizian walks to first, and here's Oliver McGibbon. Left fielder. No outs, top of the 5th. Lardner checks second and deals. Swung on and missed. Oh, and 2. What an incredible turnout on opening day. Fans filling every foot of Sinsheimer Park, in the grass, in the seats, and of course our VIP section, as that one's fouled off to the right side, and our beautiful ballpark here in San Luis Obispo. Counts 0-2. And the pitch. Got him looking. Strike 3. First out of the inning. Jufre now, who had himself a 2 RBI single, is at the plate. He pops this one up into right. Blanchette ranges on, makes the catch, 2 gone, and will throw into the infield. One pitch and one out in the top of the fifth. Excuse me, 2 outs in the top of the fifth. That was one pitch and one out. It just happened to be the second. Here's Vic Heredia.
And now for the Dodgers, number 31, the shortstop, Victor Heredia.
Blues still trying to crawl their way back into this one. Can't let the deficit get much worse than this, even though we're in the fifth. 6-1 our score. Lardner. That one's flared out to right. Blanchette ranging on. It's drifting into foul ground and not playable. Not caught. Strike one. Oh, on the count on Heredia. Runners on first and second, both walks issued by Lardner. Breaking ball missing outside. That would look like a ball out of his hand. That's the tough part with breaking balls is a lot of the times if you're the hitter, you can tell on a slider, curveball. A lot of the times out of the hand, you can just see that the pitch is not competitive. And that's been the case with the temperatures dropping now for Lardner on the fastball and the breaking ball. Expect great things out of him from the bullpen this season. Just struggling with a bit of command as this one's popped up and out of play. That's going to be one of the best foul balls hit tonight, and it's caught cleanly by a fan. I mean, perfect two-handed, bare-handed catch. He sure is, and he puts his sun hat on. I don't know why you'd have that on. It's 59 degrees now. He's looking good, though. Feeling good, too. Not many people know what it's like to catch a foul ball at any level. 2-2 is the count with 2 outs and 2 runners on. Here's the pitch. Grounded to second, fielded by Freitas. Toss on to Pera at first. That's the inning. Whew. And there's that breeze. Top of the fifth is done. It's 6-1 Dodgers. Blues bats trying to claw back into this one. Bottom of the fifth coming up. It'll be Pera, Clausen, and Blanchette when we come back on the Blues Streaming Network. Thanks so much for hanging out. Here's Sage Pera. Struck out looking in his first at-bat. This is just his second, and we're in the bottom of the fifth. That one's popped up, and that's a fair ball. Fielded at third. Pera beats it out, and he tumbles down the first baseline, but he's okay because he just got himself an infield single to lead off the bottom of the fifth for the Blues. Can't tell if that was a straight trip or it was something acrobatic, maybe a combination of both. One pitch, one man on for the Blues, and it's Para reaching on his first hit of the season. And now here's Noah Clausen, who flew out to right in his first at-bat. VR checks first and pitches. Ball one. VR gets the nod from Cram behind the plate, letting him know it was a good pitch. Might have just missed. Two-0 the count now on Noah Clausen. Clausen listed as a pitcher, but is playing shortstop today and has done so quite well. He's a senior at San Luis Obispo High School. VR checked on Para over at first. And the pitch. Out to right. That's going to drop for a base hit. Barely in the line. That'll be extra bases. Clausen into second. Para into third. He has a chance to score as the throw gets away, and he will. It's 6-2. And he slides through the dirt without a throw. And when the Blues score, you score. Half off beer and wine for the rest of the inning. And even though it's the fifth, those lines get long. RBI double for Noah Clausen. And the Blues got something going here in the bottom of the fifth. Here's Giovanni Blanchette. Struck out looking in his first at-bat. Struck out swinging in his second. This will be his first time facing VR. Jacob VR, Santa Barbara City College. Gave up a run to Luke Pemberton in the bottom of the fourth, now bottom of the fifth. Clausen safe at second. VR checks second. That pitch gets away. Oh, on the count on Blanchette. VR taking his time on the mound now, having given up back-to-back base hits, a single to Para and a double to Clausen. Still nobody out in the bottom of the fifth. And the Blues have struck in back-to-back innings. 0-1 pitch. Back to VR, grounded up the middle, base hit. That one's fielded in center field, and the throw was at least in range, and he's going to hold Clausen at third. And Blanchette is aboard with a single. His first hit is a blue, and they've got him cornered with nobody out. There's still nobody out, and here's Garrett Brooks. Hit by a pitch back in the first. Flew out to center in the third. And here he is facing Jacob VR. And now the Blues really have something. They're down only 3. The pitch. Breaking ball missing in the dirt. Blues have now plated runs in back-to-back innings. My mistake. It is not 6'3", it is 6'2". Get that fixed for you. Got a little bit excited. Still down 4. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Brooks in a 1-1 count. VR's 1-1. That's missing low ball 2. VR's staying in through this one. Looks like he at least had a chance to stay in longer than their starter. Swung on and missed to even the count. So we got that fixed for you. It is indeed 6-2. Runners on first and third. Here's a 2-2 pitch to Brooks. Fouled straight back against the netting count, and situation remained the same. Blues offense took about 4 innings to really get going. Only had 1 hit through 4 innings. Now have more hits than the Dodgers, but have left more men on base as a result. Here's the 2-2 to Garrett Brooks. Runner taking off for second, ball in the dirt. It'll be a stolen base for Giovanni Blanchette, his first of the season. Runners on second and third now. Still nobody out. And the count full on Garrett Brooks. Continuing to build momentum. Stolen bases, taking good pitches, and having good at-bats. Brooks awaits a payoff pitch from Jacob VR. Time called momentarily. VR certainly, since he's put himself in situations where runs can score for the Blues, he's taking more time in between pitches, pacing himself, getting in sync with Dalton Cram as they're the battery combo, pitching and catching. Count full, here's a payoff pitch. Popped up and playable. That'll be caught in the infield by Heredia. Here's Joey Freitas. Runner still on second and third for the Blues. Now 1 out, and Freitas with a chance to really do some damage in what'll be his biggest at-bat so far. Of course, we're only 5 1/3 through game number 1. And we'll have every game, home and road, here on the Blues Streaming Network with you. Happy to bring it to you. Freitas 0 for 1 with a walk. Strike 1. And there are pitchers warming up in the Dodger bullpen. Oh, 1 from VR. Freitas takes ball 1. Trying to get a good look at who's warming in the Dodger pen. Carter Park and Jackson Howell warming up. Jacob VR pitching still to Joey Freitas. 1-1. Freitas takes strike 2. Blues down 4. Freitas trying to cut into that deficit. No time better than the present. Ball and 2 strikes to count. 1 out, bottom of the 5th. And the pitch. Fouled off. That one could be a souvenir. They'll have to go out of the stadium to get so. No trouble there. Ball and 2 strikes, still the count. And VR trying to deal his way through traffic. One, two. Flared out to right, drifting in fair territory, but it'll drift foul, excuse me. Fair for a moment, then drifts foul. Count remains the same at 1 and 2. We'll do it all over again. And what has become a lengthy at-bat between VR and Freitas. Blues trying to strike here again in the bottom of the 5th. Plated 1 in the bottom of the 4th and 1 already in this inning on a double from Noah Clausen. He came in to score. Another pitch here coming up. Seventh pitch of the at-bat between VR and Freitas. And it's still a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Flared out to right. That is a base hit, and that's a run. It could be 2. The throw in from right is cut off. They score 2. It's 6-4 on an RBI double from Joey Freitas. It was worth the wait. A 2 RBI double, and the Blues are back in it with new life. Here's Zach Tollerman. They have rallied in the 5th. RBI double from Clausen, and him and Para come in to score. Excuse me, him and Blanchette come in to score, and a Joey Freitas 2 RBI double. Still just 1 out in the bottom of the 5th, and VR is still in there. Ball 1 in the dirt. Jackson Howell is still warming up. Interesting to see when and if they deploy him in the inning. For now, VR has a 2-run lead on the mound, but it continues to shrink. 6-4 now our score. And 1-0 the count. The pitch. Flared out to center. Base hit. He couldn't get there. That was right in front of Ross. Nasty topspin on a bloop single for Zach Tollerman, and his first hit is a blue. They've got him cornered, and there's still just 1 out. And here comes the Dodger manager. Looks like Chris Joyce. See if that'll be it for VR. That'll be it. Gives up a run in the bottom of the 4th and 3 here in the bottom of the 5th. It's still ongoing. Runners on 1st and 3rd. Our score 6-4, and a new pitcher will be inserted for the Coastal Dodgers. We'll introduce you to him when we come back. Short break on the Blue Streaming Network. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. This has been a fun inning, and we hope you did not go anywhere and have not missed any of the action. 6-4 our score, and I'll be right back. Thanks for hanging out. What a rally for the Blues in the bottom of the fifth. Jackson Howell is going to be the new right-hander for the Coastal Dodgers, and he is going to be faced with runners on first and third with just one out and his team up by only 2. What was once a 5-run lead for the Dodgers is now only 2, and Zach Tolia, who walked and popped up to first, is at the plate. Blues finally stringing some hits together. In the inning alone, Sage Para got on with a leadoff single. Noah Clausen brought him in with an RBI double. Giovanni Blanchette would go on to single. Garrett Brooks would pop out to short. And then a huge 2 RBI double in what was a 7 or 8 pitch at bat from Joey Freitas. And Zach Tollerman with his bloop single to center finds him safe at first. And here's Zach Tolia, his biggest at bat of the night. And we can say the season because it's game number 1. Bottom of the fifth, 1 out. Righty on righty. And these are the tense moments of each ball game, especially for a reliever. Third pitcher that the Dodgers have used tonight. Tollerman at first, Freitas at third. Strike 1. Ball and strike. 1 out in the inning. Here's the pitch. Grounded to third. On to second. Will they get 2? They won't. A run scores. And Tolia is going to take off for second as the throw got away. It's 6-5. They do get the out at second, but fail to get the out at first. In what would have been a huge double play, they only get 1. The Blues have another runner in scoring position, and here's Evan Steinberger, who's 2 for 2 on the evening.
Here's number 36, the catcher, Evan Steinberger.
That's an RBI for Tolia. So Freitas comes in to score. Tollerman was out at second on the force out. Tolia reached first, took second on an errant throw. And Howell is going to step off, give himself some more time before facing the Blues catcher, a left-handed batter. 6-5 our score. Breaking ball in for a strike. Blues have made it quite the inning, plating 4 in the bottom of the fifth. 0-1. That breaking ball's in the dirt and caught in a pickle momentarily. Now taking off for third. He'll be safe. He has a chance to score. Talia's going to be in. It's tied at 6. Unbelievable. A botched throw into second. Talia didn't know what to do, if he should take off for third on a pitch that was in the dirt. It wasn't a wild pitch, which is why you wonder why he took such a big lead off a second. And then the throw from Cram behind the plate finds its way all the way out in center field, and we find ourselves with a brand new ball game tied at 6 in the bottom of the fifth. Slapped into right, a base hit for Steinberger. He's 3 for 3, and the Blues can't stop. And like your favorite radio station, the hits just keep on coming. Here's Luke Pemberton. He's got himself an RBI. That came back in the fourth. He plated the first run for the Blues tonight. Still only 2 outs in what has been a nightmarish bottom of the fifth for the Dodgers. Both teams have had innings where the pitching and fielding has not gotten it done. That's a wild pitch, and Steinberger's going to take second. Not a lot going right for the Dodgers in this bottom of the fifth. For the Blues, it was the top of the fourth that really saw the ball game get away from them, so we thought. Now they have all the momentum and have a chance to take the lead with another runner in scoring position. Pemberton awaits a 1-0 pitch from Jackson Howell, a freshman on his way to St. Mary's. Here's the pitch. Ball 2. That ball's in the dirt again. Steinberger's taking off for third. Oh, he's out. That's a tough break for the Blues because they had all the momentum in the world. Steinberger worked his way all the way to second. And Bob Miller, who finds himself always at third base when his team is hitting, can't be too thrilled with the decision. Maybe not the call. He himself, of course, threw up the safe sign. But after all that, the fifth inning is over, and that means that we throw tennis balls at a bucket behind home plate. Brand new ball game. We're tied at 6. How much fun is this? Hope you're having as much fun as I am. Zach Ebrahim here in the press box here at Sinsheimer Park. It's a beautiful, now cool Friday evening, and we will see what fan is going to be the most accurate with these tennis balls. Robbie Lardner's going to still be on the mound in what is now a tie ball game. 6-6 our score. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Thanks so much for hanging out on the Blue Streaming Network. Hope you didn't go anywhere. In what has been not the cleanest game ever played, 6 total errors by both teams in this ball game. 4 by the Coastal Dodgers, 3 alone in the bottom of the 5th. And what ended up being a 5-run bottom of the 5th for the Blues. With that, we find ourselves tied at 6. It's the top of the 6th. And here's Ethan Royal facing Robbie Lardner for the second time tonight. Quickly ahead, 0-2. There's ball 1. Royal has struck out swinging twice and walked in the 4th. Ball and 2 strikes. There's a flare shot out to left, and that's a base hit. Seen a lot of bloop singles as well. And Royal has himself a hit. Lardner's first pitch to Ross is fouled off. Kane Ross has himself 2 RBIs on a single and a sac fly. Responsible for 2 of the Dodgers' 6 runs total, which they got early. They got all 6 of their runs through 4 innings, and the Blues have gotten all 6 of theirs in the past 2, in the 4th and 5th. To say that where it actually makes sense, both teams have gotten all 6 of their runs in 2 innings back-to-back. 0-1. Fouled straight back. No balls and 2 strikes. Righty on lefty here. Time called as Lardner was taking his time and Ross wanted to reset. And the 0-2. That was a ball that was high and outside. Ross poked it out of play. Count remains the same at 0-2. Runner safe at first. That's Ethan Royal, who got himself his first base hit of the evening. He's now 1 for 3 officially with a single and a walk. To his credit, Kane Ross, the man to his right in the outfield, taking inside, and he was hit. Looked like he was hit in the left shin. It is the first Dodger batter that's been hit by a pitch. More importantly for the Dodgers, they have runners on first and second with nobody out. And we have seen this now from both these teams in now 3 consecutive half innings. In the, let's see here, bottom of the 4th, Dodgers get runners on first and second with nobody out. Top of the 5th, Blues get runners on first and second with nobody out. Now the top of the 6th. The song remains the same. Runners on first and second, nobody out, and the pitch. Outside to Sebastian Arguelles. Still tied at 6 in what has become a brand new ballgame. Hope you didn't go anywhere. Arguelles has himself a sac fly and an RBI. Swings and misses through that one. 1-1 now the count. Ball and a strike. Lardner trying to eat up some innings out of the pen after Kevin Lyons only got through 3 full, pitched his way into the 4th, but loaded the bases with nobody out, and that's when Lardner was called upon. We mentioned that in talking to Coach Miller before this one, Robbie Lardner will be that guy out of the pen in pressure situations to try and get the Blues out of jams. Can have a chance to settle down now as he came in, again, with the bases loaded and nobody out. Now the situation, of course he's facing some traffic here, but the situation different with the game now tied at 6. And a runner taking off for third. Lardner tosses to third. Tollerman has it. Royals in a pickle. Toss to third. Oh my goodness, he's safe. He gets out of the pickle and is safe at third. And the runner takes off and advances to second in the process. Runners on second and third with nobody out. And that'll drive a coach crazy. But at the same time, it's excellent base running from Royal to feel your way through that situation and understand where the ball is being thrown to on the infield. He's now safe at third with nobody out. Lardner trying to protect what is now a lead in danger of being given up. Ball 3 and the count's full. And we're going to keep our eye on the Blues bullpen and see if anyone does indeed start warming. Arguelles struck out, looking. Runners on second and third now with 1 out for Luke Wenzel. Arguelles gets the strikeout. Much needed here in the top of the 6th. His pitch fouled back and a souvenir. Wenzel 0 for 3 tonight with 2 groundouts and a strikeout, but has hands down the best defensive play of the night when a foul ball was hit in front of a pop-up in foul territory was hit in front of the Blues dugout, and he dove to his belly and fielded it. That's a wild pitch that gets away, and it's a run. The Dodgers take the lead. It's 7-6. And Ross is safe at third, and they have the lead again. Wenzel is now in a 1-1 count, and the lead has been surrendered here by Lardner, and still no signs of anybody warming for the Blues in their bullpen. Ball and strike, swung on and missed. Still just 1 out, top of the 6th. Dodgers have taken the lead 7-6 on a wild pitch. 6 errors combined by both teams committed. Bunch of wild pitches. This one's fouled off of Wenzel's shin, and it's 1-2 still. So again, bit of a sloppy ball game here. We've got young players. It's the first game of the season. They've never played together. And I learned at least, through going through the CCL season last year, these teams don't scout each other. They don't really have a way to. Now, Bob Miller, of course, is in a unique situation here as this pitch is popped up and out of play. Count remains the same at 1-2, where he has guys on the Dodgers that play or will play for him at Cuesta. I mean, it's a fascinating situation, and I'm excited to talk to him about it tomorrow and just say, hey, what did you see out of the guys that are coming to play for you at Cuesta or have played for you at Cuesta? Were you impressed? Did you notice weaknesses? How do you attack them today? A lot of wrinkles to this matchup, and pitching has not been the name of the game, and neither has defense. As we can see, it's 7-6 in the top of the 6th. You can say it hasn't been played well, but I I would say, as that's a swing and miss and strikeout for Lardner. It's the second out. One might say terribly played. I would say terribly entertaining. And that might just be me. Wenzel strikes out. Here's Dalton Cram, who has walked 3 times. Runner still safe at third. That's Kane Ross, the center fielder. He was hit by a pitch. That's how he reached. He's 90 feet away from scoring. Lardner would like to keep it that way. His first pitch to Cram is way inside, ball 1. Ball and no strikes. Cram's reached all 3 times, but without a base hit, and is yet to be retired. Here's the 1-0, taken for a strike. One and one. Here's the pitch. Ball 2. Cram, the right-handed catcher. Finds himself in very familiar territory, now ahead in the count, 3-1. And the pitch. Swung on and missed. Count full now. Tell you what, this crowd has not thinned out a bit. Game getting closer could have something to do with that. The overall hospitality and brilliance of our Blues interns and staff certainly has something to do with that. Pitch is fouled off and the count remains full. No reason not to come out to a Blues game this season. There's just simply not a reason. You work during the day, come to a night game. You work at night, come to our Sunday 1 p.m. games where we're going to be wearing special themed t-shirts. We'll have that for you on Monday, Memorial Day, because it is when our 1 o'clock game will be in this 4-game homestand. Strike 3, got him looking. So Lardner strikes out 3 straight after allowing a run to score on a wild pitch. The lead is surrendered, but the damage does not get any worse. It's 7-6 Dodgers, and we're going to head to the bottom of the 6th. Short break. We'll be right back with you. Thanks for hanging out on the Blues Streaming Network. Bottom of the 6th, Dodgers lead 7-6. Here's Luke Pemberton. Ball 1. That's a strike, and the count even. So Jackson Howell is still on the bump for the Dodgers. Got himself and the Dodgers and Jacob Villar out of that nightmarish bottom of the 5th when they committed 3 errors, surrendered the lead, have taken it back, but the Blues have all the confidence in the world right now to hit this Dodger pitching staff. That's fouled off, and the count's now 2-2.
Off to the right field side. And be taken home courtesy of Broad Street Smiles.
2-2. That pitch gets away. Count full. Pemberton awaits a payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Took a hack there and got strike 3 instead of a home run. 1 out now.
Batting now number 8, Sage Parra.
Here's Sage Parra. He led off that bottom of the 5th with a base hit, and Blues would go on to plate 5 runs in the inning. Take strike 1. Blues have certainly shown some fight and taken advantage of the Dodger errors. There's no question about it. It's a combination of both. Here's the 0-1. Fouled off, and it's 0-2. Dodgers 7, Blues 6. Quite the opener. Parra in the hole, 0-2. And the pitch. Got him swinging. It's in the dirt. Throw to first is way over the head of Wenzel, and Parra's going to reach second on a strikeout? Unbelievable. Dalton Cram is having a tough day behind the plate. It's his second throwing error, and it allows Parra to reach second base after striking out. It was a dropped third strike, and it ends up in an E2, his second. And here's Noah Clausen, who already has himself an RBI double, which came in his last at-bat. Really sparked what was an inning for the Blues that got them to where they are now. Down only 1, and now a runner in scoring position with only 1 run. And Howell trying to get out of another jam here. Of course, not responsible for that runner on second in the form of Sage Parra. Got a feel for Dalton Cram, though. He absolutely gunned that throw to first. I mean, he looked like Mookie Betts trying to get a runner out at home from deep in right field, but he was just trying to throw a guy out at first on a drop third strike, and it ends up, as we said, his second E2. Clausen awaits an 0-1. That one's grounded to second and playable by Argelis. So Clausen is retired on a 4-3 ground out. That allows Para to take third base. Again, Para struck out on a dropped third strike. It was a 3-pitch at bat, and he's now at third base. Baseball is a fascinating sport. Here's Blanchette, 1 for 3 on the night. Singled his last time up. And takes a ball. Para advances to third. Ball and no strikes. To Blanchette. Breaking ball, that's in there for a strike. That tying run just 90 feet away from the Blues. And the Dodger infield is shifted to where there's a lot of room up that second base, up midfield, up center. If Blanchette's able to line drive a base hit in the center field, we'd be all tied up. He's ahead in the count, 2-1. Takes a strike on the inside part, and it's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the inning. Blues down 1. And the pitch. Got him swinging. That does it for the Blues in the 6th. Blues had the chance to plate that run from third, unable to do so, and the score remains 7-6 Dodgers. I want to apologize for not updating our scoreboard for that half inning. It said it was the top of the 6th. It was the bottom of the 6th. I apologize. Was able to update that now. Now it's correct. We're in the top of the 7th, and there's another pitching change for the Blues. We'll introduce you to the new left-hander when we come back on the Blues streaming network. Welcome back. Top of the 7th. And the newly inserted left-hander for the Blues is Foster McDonald, high school senior. Not quite sure where he's going to go in the fall of 22. At least that's what we have on our roster. So Foster McDonald, a talented left-hander. Young man is going to face Mateus Melchizian. Dodgers up 1. Top of the 7th underway. Lefty on righty. McDonald deals. Strike one. That one gets away, and it's ball one. Ball and a strike. And now 2-1. So McDonald's first time putting on a Blues jersey, and now a chance to show what he's got here. That one missing in the dirt, 3-1. Blues have really struggled with keeping the Dodgers off the base paths tonight. Walks the main reason why. Oof. And Milkejian was about to throw his bat because he thought it was ball four. Instead, strike two, and the count's full. Milkejian is 1 for 2 officially with a single and a walk, and now a second walk, as that is ball four issued by McDonald. And the walks just continue to hurt the Blues. That's a ball. The Dodgers have now reached on a walk in 4 of 7 innings. And in each of those, except for this one now, they reached on a walk multiple times, as there's ball two. So we can see, obviously, command has been an issue for about every pitcher that has entered. And we could chalk it up to a lot of things. Youth, nerves, not being in sync with your catcher, or simply not having your stuff, as that's ball three. Milkejian safe at first. He walked, and now McGibbon firmly ahead in the count, 3-0. McDonald tosses over to first. Three balls, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Down the middle, strike one. The Blues just trying to keep it at a one-run deficit. Just give your bats a chance with 9 more outs. There's a swing and a miss. Count full. McDonald trying to get his first strikeout as a Blue and give his first fan a bottle of slow heat hot sauce. Payoff pitch. Got him swinging. And there it is. Out number one. And that was big. You have to feel for Foster McDonald. You get behind 3-0 for your second straight hitter. But this one, you come all the way back to strike him out. Here's Dominic Giuffre. He's had a good night. 2 RBI single. Walked. Back in the second. There's a base hit. Right center. It'll be a single. And taking off for third is Milkejian. And they've got him cornered with 1 out. 1 pitch and 1 hit, the second for Giuffre on the evening, and the Blues are in trouble yet again. Here's Victor Heredia.
Number 31, the shortstop Victor Heredia.
Freshman at CSUN is Victor. McDonald's first pitch. Ball one has been behind on every hitter he's faced so far. Has yet to throw a first pitch strike or get ahead in the count. There's a strike to even the count at 1-1, excuse me. That's a breaking ball taken in the dirt ball, too. And it's not a certain pitch that's given these pitchers any trouble in terms of keeping command. It's been the hard stuff, soft stuff. That was the hard stuff, and that was a swing and miss. Already has reached on a fielder's choice and an E3. Grounded out to second base back in the 5th inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes. McDonald set at the belt and deals. Runner takes off for second. Pitch is popped up and playable. Will it be Para or Blanchette? Neither. It drops for a base hit, and a run will score. It is 8-6. And there's runners on first and second. Still just 1 out. The last play was not an error on Para or Blanchette. It was just one of those perfectly placed, of course not on purpose, base hits as Ethan Royal takes strike 1. Royal singled his last time up back in the 6th. 8-6 Dodgers, 1 out, top 7. And the pitch. Both runners take off. Pitches in the dirt. Both will advance to second and third. And that was a breaking ball. So again, doesn't matter if it's the fastball, breaking ball. Not a lot of command tonight from either pitching staff. Ball and a strike to Ethan Royal, leadoff hitter, right fielder for the Dodgers. Swung on and missed. Not going to be easy for the Blues to come back. Been hard enough just to get outs. They've had 1 clean inning, and that was the first. There's a swing and a miss. Kevin Lyons pitched the only 1-2-3 inning for the Blues tonight. He struck out Ethan Royal and then got Ross and Argilis to line out on hard hit balls to third. That could have easily been an inning where he lets 2 men on with 2 base hits if Zach Tollerman isn't in the perfect spot at the perfect time. So it's made the ball game go on a little longer, and it's put the Blues in a tough position here where they're forced to come back in their home opener. Have done it already to tie it at 6, had a chance to tie it at 7. Now just trying to give the bats a chance with the deficit not being too much. There's a base hit beyond the reach of Tollerman. Another run's going to score, possibly 2. Rounding third, coming home, throwing from left on a line, cut off. It is 10-6, and the Dodgers have broken it open again. Here's Kane Ross now. So that's a 2 RBI single for Ethan Royal. His second straight base hit. Kane Ross has 2 RBIs on the night himself. Now Ed Gravel's going to have some words with Foster McDonald as he greeted Melkesian with a walk, struck out McGibbon, and has now given up 3 straight singles, and the lead is now 10-6. McDonald's going to remain in the ballgame and pitch to Kane Ross. Tough situation for the Blues now. Of course, you can say you're within a grand slam, but the Blues offense is really taking advantage of errors, and that's part of the reason why they were able to come back. It's not because of any power or the ability to drive the baseball. They just haven't shown it tonight. Just 1 extra base hit. That was Noah Clausen's double. Quickly ahead 0-2 on Kane Ross. Still just the 1 out in the top of the 7th. You do not want a top of the 4th like the Blues had, where you gave up 4. They've already given up 3 in the inning. 0-2. Fouled off to the right side, and that'll be near the VIP section. Oh, 2 still the count. 10-6 our score. Someone finally got to double digits. It was bound to happen tonight. And the pitch. Got him swinging. There's a strikeout for Foster McDonald, and it's his first as a Blue. So Arguelles is going to stand in. He's got himself an RBI as well. And a chance to get another with, of course, Ethan Royal safe at second. He drove in 2, and that's why the game's 10-6. That's in there for a strike. One and one. And now 2-1. That one misses inside. Two balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 2. I'll tell you what, no one is rooting for this inning to end more than the talented group that sang our national anthem. They're going to sing Take Me Out to the Ballgame. They've been out in front of the press box. Here's a 2-2. Fouled straight back. The inning won't end. They've been out in front of the press box, and now they're wearing beanies and scarves and jackets. They've been out since the start of the top of the 7th, and they're just waiting for this half inning to end so that they can sing Take Me Out to the Ballgame, and they're just stuck in the cold. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll see if it'll end. McDonald inside ball 3. The name of the group that sang our anthem and will sing Take Me Out to the Ballgame, as that strikeout is recorded by Foster McDonald. The Central Coast Harmony Chorus. And the 7th is over, but not after the damage is done. 3 more runs plated by the Dodgers, and they have a 4-run lead. And the Harmony Chorus can sing and go back to shelter where it's warm and where they can enjoy the rest of this ball game and what could be a Dodger win or a Blues comeback. You'll have to wait and see. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Don't go anywhere on the Blues streaming network. We're having a good time, and we hope you are too. Thanks for hanging out. Garrett Brooks stands in and fouls a pitch off from same pitcher out there for the Dodgers, Jackson Howell. The count's actually even at 1-1. Brooks 0 for 2 and has been hit by a pitch. Batting second today. That ball's in the dirt. 2-1. Best chance the Blues get, obviously, you're down 4. What do you need? Base runners. What's been a staple of tonight's ballgame? Walks. So we'll have to wait and see. 2-1. And the pitch. That's ball 3. No outs, bottom 7, 4-run ball game again. Second time the Dodgers have had a 4-run lead over the Blues. And that is ball 4. Ask and you shall receive. It's a leadoff walk for Garrett Brooks in the bottom of the 7th. And Joey Freitas, who unequivocally had the best at-bat of the night, took 7-8 pitches, just kept fouling them off, and then just sent one down the left field line for a 2 RBI double and got this crowd into it. Has taken a ball early in the count against Howell. And now a 1-0 pitch incoming. That's ball 2. So with the count quickly 2-0 in the middle of the at-bat, Chris Joyce is going to go have some words with Jackson Howell.
Here's some of the great folks that have sponsored Blues baseball this season. The Madonna Inn. They look forward to
So having some words with Howell after he walks Brooks and is behind 2-0 on Freitas. Going to try and limit the damage here in the bottom of the 7th. Blues, of course, needing base runners. down by 4.
Applying current and effective treatment and healing atmosphere. Also, ABC bonding.
There's a base hit. And Freitas is aboard with a single. So back-to-back Blues reach to start the bottom of the 7th. And they're in business. So Freitas is aboard for the 3rd straight at-bat.
Batting now number 5, the third baseman, Zach Tollerman.
And here's Zach Tollerman. Howell's first pitch to Tollerman, breaking ball, strike 1. Runners on first and second for the Blues. Time called momentarily. Tollerman going to take a minute here. That's high, ball 1. So after the pitching coach goes out and has a word with Jackson Howell, again, he's going to be a freshman at St. Mary's. Remains in the ball game and tasked with getting himself out of trouble here. Popped up, playable for Ross. Makes the catch. 1 away. And the runners are going to take off on another errant throw from the outfield. They advance to second and third. And still just the 1 out. Tollerman pops out to center. And now it's Tolia, who got himself an RBI in his last at-bat, reached second on a fielder's choice. So Tolia, cleanup hitter, DH, batting 5th, stands in. And the pitch. Breaking ball missing, high, ball 1. So it's Brooks at third. He walked. And Freitas at second. He singled and advanced to second on an errant throw from the outfield. Strike 1. And the count evens. Ball and a strike. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Ten to 6 still our score. Best chance for the Blues to do some damage here in the bottom of the 7th as they have runners on second and third and just 1 out here. No time better than the present. And we've said that any time they've had runners on. Blues still only with 1 extra base hit. That pitch is in the dirt, ball 2. Would love to get a hold of one here. As Tolia stands in, the DH has some slugging capabilities, according to Bob Miller. He witnessed it firsthand in BP. When I went and talked to him and said, hey, coach, who in this lineup has some pop? Because the Blues had plenty of guys with that last season. You know, he listed about, 2 through 5. Oh, strike 3 called on a pitch that looked like a ball. Nonetheless, strike 3 and out number 2. Anyway, Tolia was one of those guys that was mentioned, and now here is Evan Steinberger, 3 for 3 on the night with a stolen base to his credit.
Here's number 36, the catcher, Evan Steinberger.
The Blues absolutely have to cash in this situation to have a chance. Not that the game will end, of course, but it's just a prime opportunity to take advantage of a walk that was issued to lead off the inning and a nice piece of hitting from Joey Freitas. And both runners advancing on an errant throw. Tonight, there's no man you'd rather have at the plate. Steinberger stands in 3 for 3 with 3 singles. Jackson Howell, who is certainly taking his time in between pitches and trying to get in sync with Dalton Cram behind the plate. And the pitch fouled off against the netting. That pitch gets away. It's ball 1 and almost a wild pitch that would have scored a run. Ball and a strike. And it's interesting. Howell is motioning to Cram to continue to go through the signs for pitches as Steinberger hits one to second. It's fielded cleanly and he's out. So after Howell and Cram take their sweet time going through signs, going through the motion, trying to figure out what pitch is going to get that third out, they eventually get it. And the Blues squander an opportunity to cut into the lead. They remain down 4, and we're going to head to the top of the 8th. The Blues have 6 more outs to try and make up a 4-run deficit if it remains that way. Foster McDonald back on the bump. You probably see about middle left of your screen all those children out in left field, down the left field line. The Footloose Frenzy is taking place here at Sinsheimer Park. Just one of the more fun things to watch here in between innings. We could talk about it all day and night. All the promotions that we do, all the ways that we engage fans and children throughout the stadium. Nothing like this organization in the CCL. No one does it like the Blues. And we'll see if the Dodgers can spoil the party here. 10-6 our score. Top of the 8th coming up. Enjoy the Footloose Frenzy. I'll be right back. Top of the 8th underway. Hope you enjoyed that. It's always a good time. Jim does an absolutely terrific job of narrating that. Our talented PA announcer, Jim Siebert. Zach Ibrahim along here with you for the top of the 8th. Dodgers lead the Blues 10-6. Foster McDonald remains on the bump for the Blues. Thank you for that, Brad. So we did get confirmation now. Foster in the fall will attend Lincoln Trail Junior College. Thank you for that. We apologize for not having that information, but we have it now. McDonald's first pitch to Wenzel. Ball one. Missing outside with a heater. Luke Wenzel. Dodgers first baseman takes ball two. Two balls, no strikes. Luke Wenzel stands in. 0 for 4 on the evening. Swing and a miss. Two balls and one strike. Checked his swing, took ball three. Ten to 6 our score. Blues going to need to keep it scoreless for the Dodgers the rest of the way. You'd have to imagine to have a chance. There's a strike. Count full. Wenzel awaits a payoff pitch from Foster McDonald. And he got him swinging. There's a strikeout. Out number one, and the bases remain empty for Dalton Cram, who has had an interesting night. 2 errors behind the plate, has walked 3 times. Has certainly been patient with his approach at the plate. Has not seen much to hit, although he did strike out looking his last time at the plate. Ball one. There's a swing and miss. Ball and a strike. McDonald, who will look to be a staple out of the bullpen this summer for the Blues. Another part of this youth movement in San Luis Obispo this summer. The way Coach Miller put it was, we had guys last summer who were looking for jobs, who were going to get jobs. Seniors in college who either wanted to pursue baseball, guys like Ryan Cermak, Matt Sox, who no question will be big leaguers, and then others who may have gone to a junior college, who may have gone to a community college and just played 4 years there and come play for the Blues one more time, and then where do they go from there? They go look for their career. So he literally meant jobs, as in there's a strikeout, second straight for McDonald on a beautiful pitch. Out number 2. It's just different this year. There are guys who have not pitched in college yet, hit in college yet, have spent a year at one school and are looking to transfer and are going to work on skills to take to that new university. Just such a different group. And that's strike one. Mateus Melchizian stands in now. He's 1 for 2 officially with a single and 2 walks. Swing and a miss again. McDonald looks sharp here in the top of the 8th. Has retired now 4 straight, all via the strikeout. Four straight strikeouts for McDonald, and the 0-2 pitch. Oh, just missed, and it's 1-2. So it's going to be a very different group. We hope it's not a very different season in terms of the outcome. Blues were just phenomenal. I mean, we'll talk about it throughout. There's a swing and a miss. Excuse me. Foul tip. Really looked like it. Foul tip, count remains the same. It's still Malkejian at the plate and McDonald, the lefty, dealing to him. Well, we will detail last season throughout the beginning of this one because it's going to take a couple games to just recap everything that happened as there's ball 2 elevated. Just a crazy season that saw the Blues finish runner-up in the entire CCL in the championship game, only to lose by a run. Swung on and missed. 3 Ks for McDonald in the inning. 5 straight overall, retired via the strikeout swinging, and it's a perfect 1-2-3 inning, all down via the K. And that is how we end the top of the 8th and enter the bottom of the 8th with the Blues down 4. See if it's still the same pitcher out there for the Dodgers. Looks to be. And indeed it is. It'll be Jackson Howell on the hill. He'll face Pemberton, Para, and Clausen trying to get the Blues back into this one. Actually, looks like we might have a pinch hitter. We'll introduce you to the new hitter when we come back. There's a tease, bottom of the 8th coming up. I'll be right back. Thanks for hanging out. Bottom of the 8th underway. Here's Luke Pemberton to face Jackson Howell. Righty on righty. Here's the first pitch. Swung on and missed. Pemberton 0 for 2 with a sac fly RBI. In a game that has seen 16 total runs scored. Hard to find somebody without one. That one's popped up on the infield and playable. And that'll be caught by Argelis at second. And it's a pop out to second for Pemberton. Out number 1. Here is that pinch hitter. In for Sage Para is Luke Mistoni. His first at-bat is a Blue. Mistoni's going to go, he's a high school senior on his way to Cal State Fullerton. I mean, if we were going to look, and please forgive me for counting on the air, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 Blues players on the roster for this 4-game homestand that have yet to play in college. It's just a very different group. And that was strike number 1. Miss Stoney awaits, and the breaking ball misses high to even the count. 1 out in the inning, and the Blues still down 4. Swung on and missed. 1 and 2.
Total attendance at tonight's game, 1,497 baseball fans. 1,497.
Ball 2. Count evens. So 14 guys on this opening day roster. Of course, there are some players that aren't going to be with the Blues past this weekend. That's just the way it is. The Blues are awaiting players who are still playing for their respective schools, are in the playoffs, making a run. This is popped up to center and playable for Ross. Argelis will make the second straight out on the infield. So the Blues have more players coming. This is not the exact group that we will see for the rest of the season. Here's Noah Clausen. RBI double for him. Blues running out of time. Down 4 and only 4 outs to get it done. The pitch. Swung on and missed.
A reminder that beer and wine sales end at the top of the 9th inning. Beer and wine sales, so this is last call. Beer and wine sales end at the top of the 9th.
0-1. That's in there for a strike. 0-2. It's going to be interesting who shows that they can stick around, that they're ready. They show this coaching staff what they're going to see from them at college. Some of these guys are on their way to play for Bob Miller in the spring in Cuesta, not far from here. It's going to be an interesting year and a fun one that you should certainly keep up with because we're going to have a lot of fun on the air. 0-2. Checked his swing and took ball 1. Of course, we wish you could make it to every game. It really is a special atmosphere here at Sinsheimer Park. Hey, Brooke, just saw your message. Miss you too. Brooke Olson. Blues intern last year. Had some fun with her on the air. Count now 2-2, but it's going to be a really interesting year. Should obviously stick around. Going to have every game here for you, home and road. 2 outs in the inning. Here's a 2-2 pitch. That's in the dirt, ball 3. Count full. Clausen's RBI double, that sparked the run for the Blues back in the 5th. That saw them tie it at 6. Have missed out on some opportunities since then. Here's a payoff pitch. That's lined to second. Argelis is going to have every out of the inning. 4-3 on the ground out as Clausen's retired. Blues have 3 more outs to try and make up a 4-run deficit here as we will head to the top of the 9th.
Speaking of the Dodgers, we'd like to thank fans who came up from the Santa Barbara area to cheer their team on. We appreciate you coming and spending some
1 more inning to go. Can the Blues mount a heroic comeback in the bottom of the 9th? It starts with a scoreless top half. We'll see if they get it done. Don't go anywhere. Blue Streaming Network, thanks for hanging out. Here's a hard hit ball to second, and that is an infield single for the second player on the Dodgers lineup that wears number 17. That's Anthony Canavino, who gets himself an infield single. And now here's Dominic Giuffre to bat with a runner on first and nobody out. Quickly, I'll address Leslie and Andy. See you guys in the comments section. Apologize for not being able to zoom in. This is the camera we're using tonight. It does not have the ability to zoom in, so I do apologize for that. In the future, as soon as tomorrow, we're working on getting our new cameras in the live stream, which will have the ability to zoom in. It is difficult. I'm running everything myself. Cameras, live stream, that little scoreboard. So we're doing everything we can just to bring the best experience as that pitch gets away, and that allow Convenio to take second base on a wild pitch. So we'll have that hopefully all sorted out for you by tomorrow. Obviously want to make it the most enjoyable experience for our viewers, the people that can't make it out to the game. So stay tuned for that. Unable to do so tonight, but we'll hopefully be able to do so in the future. We do apologize. 0-1 the count. 1-1 the count. Excuse me. Still nobody out. Runner on second for the Dodgers. Runner taking off for third. Throw over the plate. Gets away. And he'll take third base. So Canavino takes third. Still nobody out. And the count now 2-1. Excuse me. There's ball 3 to Giuffre. Again, a 2 RBI single for him back in the fourth. There's a new pitcher pitching for the Blues. It's Will Crookham. Crookham's 3-1. Softly hit in front of the plate, foul ball. Count full, 3-2. Runner at third is Giuffre. At the plate is Giuffre. Here's the payoff pitch from Crookham. Ball 4 gets away, and it's a walk issued by Crookham. Runners at the corners with nobody out. In a 10-6 ball game. So Canavino reaches in the top of the ninth via a single, and now Giuffre via a base on balls. Victor Heredia now, 9-hitter. Stands in. 2 for 3 day for him, reached on an error as well. Throw over to first, checks on Giuffre. He's still safe. Runners at the corner, still nobody out, and still not a pitch delivered to Heredia. That's in there for a strike. Ball and a strike. Blues trying to limit the damage and be within a grand slam here for the bottom of the ninth. 1-1 from Crookham. Runner takes off for second. Throw from Steinberger. Not in time, and it's a stolen base. Ball 2 on the pitch that was delivered. Two balls and one strike. Heredia trying to get himself out of a jam. Still nobody out in the top of the ninth. That's in the dirt. Ball 3. Good job by Steinberger to stop that one from getting all the way to the backstop. Pitchers struggling to command their pitches still. Every single Blues pitcher tonight has issued a walk. It's fascinating. 3 balls, 1 strike, runners on second and third. There's strike 2. Payoff pitch on the way. That's ball 4. Bases loaded. So now Crookham in quite the jam. Leadoff single by Conavino. Walk to Giuffre. And now we'll walk to Heredia. We'll load the bases with still nobody out. And the Dodgers in danger of increasing that lead dramatically here with any sort of contact, as the infield, especially first and third, will come in a bit, have their toes on the grass. And that's strike 1 to Royal. Oh, 1. That one is grounded to second. And Freyas can't make the play. That'll be an E4, and 2 runs will score because of it. It is now 12-6. So what could have been an easy out, Freitas unable to make that play.
Here's some more sponsors for Blues baseball. That would be Sentinel Security, Central Coast leading security system company. The Radiology Associates, where they say we have an exam for that. Islay Hill Dentistry, Dentistry Reimagined.
E4 on Freitas. Allows 2 runs to score. Now 12-6 Dodgers.
Membership is now open to everyone in northern Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo County. Setlock is a place for all.
Of course, with already a comfortable cushion, those runners were all taken off, no matter what. Here's Kane Ross now. Will Crookham still in the ballgame. Pitching for the Blues. Crookham's first pitch, missing with ball 1. That one's out into right, base hit. Another run's going to score, and it's an RBI single for Kane Ross, his 3rd of the ball game. And now, another pinch hitter. It's going to be number 15, Joaquin Sandoval.
The pinch hitter for the Coastal Dodgers.
Still nobody out. And Will Crookham dealing with runners on second and first with nobody out. 13-6 our score. This one is grounded up the middle, fielded, double play ball, and the throw is wide to first. And another run's going to come in. It's 14-6. Blues have certainly not ended this game as cleanly as they had liked. A 4-run top of the ninth now. But they getting out, and they're 2 away. So Will Crookham now, another pinch hitter. Morgan Cabron's going to come in. So now you just see Steve Hardesty just emptying the bench, getting his guys some ABs. Just a runner on first now for the Dodgers. 14-6, 1 out, top 9. And there's strike number 1 from Will Crookham. Fouled back, and it's 0-2. First at bat for Cabron. And it's now 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes. This one is grounded foul to the right side. Count and situation remain the same with a runner on first and 1 out. Ball and 2 strikes. This one is hit sharply to Tollerman at third. On to second. They'll try and get 2, and they will. So a sharply run 5-3, 5-4-3 double play. Will get the 2 outs they so desperately needed in the top of the ninth, and we will now head to the home half. Bottom of the ninth coming up. Last chance for the Blues. They're down 8. Can they pull off an absolute miracle? That's what it's going to take. Do I dare say stick around? Why not? You stuck around this far. 3 more outs to go. Blues down 8. Bottom of the ninth coming up. Welcome back. It's the bottom of the ninth. Blues are 3 outs away for unable to score 8 runs from dropping the home end season opener here on opening day at Sinsheimer Park. Breaking ball in there from the Dodgers pitcher Jackson Howell, who is absolutely eating up innings for the ball club here in the last 4 innings. Here's his 0-1. And now 0-2 as Giovanni Blanchette swings and misses through the first 2 pitches. Now 0-2, and here's the pitch. And he got him swinging on 3. That is 1 out. Tough game for the Blues. It's the 4th strikeout for Blanchette. Realistically, a tough game for both teams. A combined 11 errors. A combined 11 errors. 5 for the Blues, 6 errors for the Dodgers. The Dodgers are going to win this ball game having committed 6 errors. Ball and no strikes to Garrett Brooks. Grounded to second. Playable for Argelis. That's the 12th error. And Brooks is going to reach first base safely. Twelve errors now, as that's an E4 and the second on Argelis. Three players have 2 errors, and I'm going to check that right now, actually. That's a ball in the dirt. I believe 3 guys have 2 errors, but we're going to fact check that. Quick shout out to our statistician who's coming back for the weekend only, unfortunately. Max Lober, our guy, our statistician from last year, hanging out with us in the press box today, helping us out on the live stream. That's ball 2. Brooks is safe at first, reaching on an E4. And that is ball 3, issued to Joey Freitas. Freitas has an error himself, but he also has 3 hits and 2 RBIs. The Dodgers are going to win this ballgame having committed 7 errors. That's a strike, and it's 3-1. (14-6), our score. Largest deficit for the Dodgers by far, as they had one of those crazy innings in the top of the 9th where the Blues did not help themselves. There is ball 4. A walk is issued to Joey Freitas. So second time he's walked today. Walks and errors. They're what lose you ball games. And it's just both teams. So many walks and errors. The Dodgers had more of both. Not walks, excuse me, more errors. The Blues had more walks, and the Dodgers just had a little bit more timely hitting, if you can even call it that, as there's ball 1 to now Zach Tollerman, who stands in. Interesting ball game to kick off the season. 20 combined runs. And the pitch. Ball 2. Of course, it's the thinnest the crowd has been, as the fans who laid in the grass all game now fold up their blankets, pack up, and head on home. We start to pack up our stations out here. with our Blues interns, merchandise tent, beer tents, VIP, everything except the press box. We're the last thing to close. Jackson Howell quickly behind 2-0 here.
Fast application, fast closing. Let's get us into your dream home.
2-0 count. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Two balls, one strike. And that's lined to center, base hit. Bases will be loaded for the Blues. If they had kept the deficit at 10-6, we'd really have something to be excited about with Zach Tolia coming to the plate. Unfortunately, they now need 2 grand slams to tie the ball game. And there's one out. Now, anything's possible. But hey, we'll see. Here's Talia. Jackson Howell pitching for the Dodgers still has eaten up over 4 innings out of the pen. And that is in there for a strike. Blues have certainly not given up. A 1 pitch. And the dirt ball 1. Approaching 4 hours of game time in a game of walks, errors, and a lot of singles. Ball and a strike to Zach Tolia, the DH. That pitch gets away. Blues won't test it. Count 2-1. One out, bottom of the 9th, 8-run ball game. In game 1 of this season for both teams. That's lined into left center, base hit. A run's going to score, possibly a second. Throwing from left, he will. It's 14-8. And the cannons fire off.
I'd like to say when the Blues score, you score, but the beer gardens are closed. The score is now
14-8 in what has been an absolute barn burner. Here's Evan Steinberger, 3 for 4 on the night. Runners on second and third now with still just 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. And Jackson Howell still pitching for the Dodgers. How much longer will this game go on? Will we see any more crazy stuff? Tolia has now brought in 3 RBIs on the evening. Howell's first pitch taken for the strike. This is actually Michael Sisson. Michael Sisson. It's not Steinberger. Pinch hitter's coming out now. Sisson takes ball 1. Count even at 1-1. You go deep here? Yeah, maybe I'll raise my voice a little bit. What voice I have left. Ball and a strike. 1 out, bottom 9. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. You got guys now in their first at-bats trying to get warm at the plate on this cold night. See a couple pitches. Be ready for tomorrow. We'll see if the lineup changes. We'll see if Bob Miller goes with some guys that he saw in these efforts. Give him something that his starters did not. Ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch, popped up, playable in center field for Ross. Makes the catch, 2 outs. Dodgers are an out away from starting the season 1-0.
Up next for the Blues, number 27, the center fielder, Luke Pemberton.
Here's Luke Pemberton. RBI for him. No base hits, though. 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, and a ground out to second. Two outs, bottom 9. How about the Blues faithful still sticking around with us? Ball 1 in the dirt. Howell checks second. Here's the pitch. Ball 2. I don't know whether this crowd is going to groan or cheer if another walk is issued. That's fouled back and out of play, 2-1. Hope you'll stick around with us tomorrow. Same time, same place, same 2 teams. Blues and Dodgers will do battle at 6 here at Sinsheimer Park in the second of their 2-game set. Dodgers are in town from Santa Barbara. We assume they'll make their way home tonight, come back tomorrow evening. Ball 3 in the dirt. So come hang out with us then. See if the Blues can get their first win of the season. Then on Sunday and Monday, our afternoon baseball matinees. Ball 4. There's that walk I was talking about. Okay, they cheered. See, this is, Blues fans are the best. They don't want to go home.
And that brings up number 12, Luke Mastone.
Here's Mastone again. Bases loaded again for the Blues. 2 outs and Mastone at the plate. So our game on Sunday, again, mentioned 4 o'clock. And then Memorial Day, Monday, 1 o'clock. Again, right here on the Blue Streaming Network. That's popped up into center, and that'll be caught. That's out number 3. And that is the ball game, Jim. 14-8 the final. And the Blues leave them loaded and fall by 6 in the home opener. Coming out with us tomorrow, 6 p.m. first pitch. Then on Sunday, 4 p.m. And then on Monday, Memorial Day special, we'll have a 1 p.m. pitch for you. 4-game homestand. Then we're off until next Friday. Till then, we will talk to you tomorrow at 6 p.m. here on the Blue Streaming Network. I've been Zach Ebrahim. What a joy it is to be back. Just so happy to be back for my second season calling Blues games. Happy to bring you an improved streaming experience. We are going to have, in addition to our scoreboard and graphics, we are going to attempt to implement 2 new cameras tomorrow that will, I promise, have the ability to zoom in. I'll do my best to man those, call the game, do everything I can to make those of you that can't come to the games try to enjoy them just as much, because it's really fun just enjoying Blues baseball in what is a great community and a great team. I'm going to get some rest my voice. Hopefully these seasonal allergies will go away. Till then, ball game over. Blues fall to the Dodgers 14-8 here in the home opener. Coming out with us tomorrow, 6 p.m. first pitch. I've been Zach Ebrahim for our entire press box operations. Johnny Huber, Max Lober, our statistician, PA announcer Jim Siebert. I've been Zach Ibrahim. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Good night. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.